So I finally got my camera to focus on me. What an amazing thing. Okay, today I'm going to be doing... Window, please. Today I'm going to be doing a really exciting video. I'm going to be doing a review. And this is one of the best books I have read so far in 2016. And I've only done a review one time before and I failed, in my opinion. I'm not really good at it because I'm not quite sure what are spoilers and what are not. I feel like there's not really any spoilers in this book because it's a non-fiction book. Maybe I should show you guys the book. It is In Order to Live, a North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom by Yeonmi Park. It's a North Korean name. Like, how should I be able to pronounce that? I can't even pronounce English names properly. This is a book and I read this so quickly because it was so good. Obviously, it's about her journey to escape from North Korea. And I'm just gonna tell really quickly what it's about and then my thoughts and my feelings and stuff like that because oh my god, this brought a lot of things like emotions and feelings and stuff. So first of all, the book is separated in 3 parts. We hear about North Korea, China, and South Korea. And we, in the start, we hear, I don't have to hold the book, do I? You guys know what I'm talking about. About how her parents meet, and then they give birth to her older sister, and then to her, and we hear about how she grew up in North Korea, basically, when she was a little girl, and North Korea didn't seem so bad when she wasn't very young. She doesn't talk about it in a positive way, but she definitely, in my opinion, it doesn't sound way too horrible in the start. And I think it's because her parents actually do, have the money to feed them and stuff like that. But then there's a lot of things going on, and all of a sudden, the mom and dad has to work a lot more, and then her older sister and her has to be alone for a long period of time, not really knowing when their mom will arrive, and they're not very old and stuff like that. Then we just hear as she gets older and stuff like that, she obviously starts to hear about China and South Korea and kind of slowly wants to start to escape. I'm not gonna say everything in details because there's so much more to the story, but you can just read that for yourself, obviously. But she wants to escape, but something happens, and then her sister escapes, and after some time she decides to do the same, and they go to China. Horrible stuff are happening in China. Seriously horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. I was blown away. I heard this book was quite rough, kinda. Definitely was whoa. Can you, is that even a word? Whoa. But I mean, I've definitely heard that this book definitely go in and just yeah, I don't know the word. I've just heard that the book is pretty rough and pretty harsh.
I need to sneeze so bad. Okay. But
she finally escapes to China with her mom. Horrible, horrible, horrible stuff are happening to her and her mom in China. But I'm not gonna say those things because that would be a bit of too much spoiler. And seriously, if I saw a review of this book and people told me what happened to her and her mom, I wouldn't even read it for myself, I think, because it wouldn't be that interesting knowing what happened, you know? So, after some time, China, blah blah blah, they finally get into South Korea, where everything is just changing, obviously. So that's basically the overview of the story. It's just well, it's not easy though, but it's her escape from North Korea to China to South Korea, and obviously things are happening in between, and you hear about how her life is and what's going on around her, with friends and guys and a lot of stuff like that, and with her parents and with her older sister. And their parents' job. There's a lot of things going on, and it's quite interesting to read about actually. Also kind of like how they survive in North Korea, and like what they do to survive in North Korea. This was my very first book ever that has to do with North Korea, and I almost just finished another one called Nothing to Envy, also about North Korea. I have another book about North Korea, and I have another book on the way about North Korea, so you guys can probably tell that I actually thought it was a pretty interesting subject, and it is. And I'm also currently actually watching one of my favorite vloggers of all the time. He is in North Korea. What? But I feel like it's so interesting to read about because I can't really, I am not quite sure how I should describe North Korea as a country, but there's just so many rules and stuff like that, and you can just hear in the book as well, also in the other book, that legit they're like afraid of thinking bad things about their leader. I mean, I know you're not supposed to say bad things, but they're afraid to think about it because they think that he can read their minds. So they're so afraid even to think horrible things. And it's just, whoa. And I mean, I think he's called Kim Sung, the very first leader, but he died of a heart attack or something. I can't exactly remember the year that he died. Maybe I just looked it up because I thought it was around, but I couldn't really remember it. So he died in 1994, and I think even though it was still pretty tight during his time, people actually did really like this man, Jong-un. He is, I'm pretty sure now that he is the leader in North Korea. That's definitely what I've heard. I've heard quite a lot about him. And Kim Jong-un. You know what? If I'm pronouncing the names wrong, I'm extremely sorry. It's just sometimes it can be quite hard to pronounce North Korean names. It's not that easy. But reading that in the books is just like crazy. And also in the vlogs, you know, there's so many pictures and statues of it. It's actually quite incredible. I feel like actually when I started this review, I was like so positive, and now I'm kind of afraid if I'm saying something wrong. My feelings about the book so far, well, I rated it 5 out of 5 stars, and if I could rate it 10 out of 5 stars, I would have done it. It was incredible to read. I thought the writing was just on point. I thought it was interesting like the whole time. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. I feel like she described like everything just like perfect as she could. And you definitely get to like, I feel like in the book you get a pretty good like picture of how North Korea worked and how it works. I'm pretty sure it has changed since she was young, which was in the 90s. She is, I think she's only actually a few years older than me. I think she was born in 1993, so she must be around 23. And I am almost 20, so we're not that far apart from each other. We're not that far away from each other. Yeah, by the way, I'm almost 20. Can you believe that? People say I still look like I'm 12. But I loved the book, and I can't even describe it. But I really enjoyed the book. That is just like the main point of it. I just also just wanted to like tell you guys what I obviously thought about it and how it was. I would really recommend this book to everyone out there. I will not even say you have to be interested in North Korea to read this book, but it's just so interesting. And if you kind of know how North Korea works and how the country is, then I think you will find it quite interesting to read. That was everything for this video, and I'll see you guys. Should I say next week? I should, because I'm going to be filming a lot of different videos. I'll see you next week. Bye!